What's up guys, this is Bart and I'm still in Seoul, South Korea, but today's the day that I will start the New Year's Eve tour to North Korea. It's already freaking cold, but that doesn't stop me, and today, luckily Korea will say goodbye to me at the airport. So let's not waste any time, here we go!
Alright guys, after saying goodbye to Korea, waiting 4 hours in Seoul and a 2-hour flight, I finally arrived at Beijing airport and was welcomed by these lovely Nigers. It was 2 AM, so I had 8 hours to kill before the pre-tour briefing at the tour company. But before I went there, I had to meet up with my father who will join on this trip with me.
So in the capital, Beijing, I will cross here and hopefully along the way I can find my father. That was a suicide mission.
Oh, open the bay.
So we arrived too early at the tour company, but they gave us the time to look around in their office. There were lots of North Korean artworks and propaganda posters. And one of the workers told me that it is hard to find anti-America propaganda in North Korea these days. Something I actually had expected. Because the relationship between the two countries has improved, North Korea took down most of the anti-America propaganda. And later it turned out to be true, as I could spot only one anti-America propaganda sculpture throughout the whole trip. After the briefing of roughly 1 hour, we had again some time to kill before we could take our first train to Dandong, the last stop before North Korea.
So we're now at the Beijing train station and we just finished the pre-tour briefing and now we know everything that we are not allowed to do, which is quite a lot. Here we have to wait 1 hour before we take the train to Dandong, which is a town that borders North Korea. There we have to transfer to another train, which brings us to Pyongyang. So we already got our visa. This visa is a really nice souvenir. It's not a stamp in our own passport, but it's something separate. It's like a separate visa. So actually I really want to bring it home, but I'm only allowed to take a picture of it because the moment I leave the country again, they will keep it. So guys, to give you a quick impression of our beds in the train to Dandong, so that's still in China. That's my spot. And there's my father's spot. So we just arrived at Dandong and apparently it is minus 16 degrees. So this is the last stop before we go into North Korea. And Dandong used to be the place where they have a lot of trade with North Korea, but because of the UN sanctions, they had to stop it. So of what is left, it's only illegal. And we decided to walk to the bridge, which we will cross to North Korea. It's on the other side. It's hard to see, but look how fucking beautiful this is.
So the bridge is actually called China-North Korea Friendship Bridge and it connects Dandong with Sinuiju in North Korea. It is one of the few ways to enter or leave North Korea and pedestrians are not allowed to cross on either side. On the right side you see the remainings of the broken bridge. This bridge was bombed by the Americans during the Korean War and serves now as a monument to peek into North Korea.
This is it.
Yeah.
And now you can also see the broken bridge I was talking about. It's weird to see the tourists having a look into North Korea while we were actually going there. And as we cross the Yalu River, the contrast between both countries becomes immediately clear. On the Chinese side you see nothing but high-rise buildings, and on the North Korean side I could only see low-rise buildings and it was much more open. So now we enter Siniju train station, where we had our first introduction with the North Korean authorities. They checked our passports and visas. It was less tense as I expected, and the Koreans from customs were quite friendly. We only had to write down how many electronics we had with us. They did, however, open my luggage, but that seemed more like a formality. It is also by no means allowed to film military. So I couldn't film the train station well because of all the military guards walking around. It is also forbidden to have professional video gear, strong GPS, pornography, Bibles or any religious material, anti-communist stuff and controversial books. After collecting all the passports, they did let us on the platform where I could buy DPRK Daedong beer, which was on the top of my list to try first. The military guard didn't allow us to pass an imaginary line on the platform, and they made that pretty clear. I also couldn't walk to the other snack stands, which were probably only for the North Korean travelers. Finally, after receiving our passports, we continued our journey to Pyongyang. After a few hours, I wanted to explore the train, but I found out that the doors at some point at both sides were closed. I was eager to search for the dining carrier, the one you see in most documentaries. I really wanted to try my first North Korean food in the train, but I guess it was not my luck this time. Still, it was interesting to walk around and to see many Koreans drinking and eating on the ground between the beds.
맥주만 마셔요?
맥주만 마세요.
맥주 나갔어.
소주 없어요? 소주 없습니다.
소주 없습니다.
In the first train from Beijing to Dandong, I really had a good sleep. I did that on purpose because I thought I don't want to sleep or feel sleepy in the train in North Korea because I want to see everything outside. It's super shiny, so everything is really clear. So that's basically what you see a lot. Small towns, which I'm going to show you now. A few people working in the field. And they have this kind of Bukchon Hanok kind of look. It looks really pretty. Really pretty.
After sunset that night, we lost all visibility. There was basically no electricity in the countryside, and even in the bigger cities I didn't see a lot of light. Anyway, once we arrived in Pyongyang, we rushed to the bus to join the rest of the group who came by plane. We drove to our hotel, Yanggakdo, which is located on a small island in the Dedong River. This is the hotel where Otto Warmbier attempted to steal a propaganda poster that got him arrested in 2016. He died 70 months later in America after his release.
What's up, guys? We just arrived at the Yanggakdo hotel. We're on the 30th floor, which is quite high, and it takes a really long time to get with the elevator up, but it doesn't matter. Apparently we have a really good view, but they taped the window so we cannot open it because it's so cold outside. Later I will take it off because I really want to see the view. Hotel room, I mean, it's pretty decent for the eye, but you know, if I try to open some drawers, then I figured that a lot of things are broken. The radio is not working. There are literally only 3 channels on television.
So after a quick fresh up and some food, we could watch a movie in the cinema next to the hotel. On our way to the cinema, it was nothing but dark and they didn't seem to expect us already. Inside, the popcorn was already waiting for us, and we were about to see a British, Belgian, North Korean romantic comedy. Comrade Kim Goes Flying. And despite the romanticization of life in North Korea, the movie was not bad at all.
And one of the actors that was actually playing in the movie, he was also at that location, so we could take a picture together with him. That was a weird first experience, and 7:40 we will leave the hotel and we will start our program for the whole day. I know for sure that we go to Mausoleum and we're gonna visit the bronze statues of the Kim family, the leaders. So for that we need to dress up formally. And I bought my first Korean or North Korean snacks, chocolate kwaja and kopi satang. Honestly, I don't know how it tastes, so I will try that now together with my father. Tomorrow we just wake up, start our breakfast and see what the day brings. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Adios.